Hello everyone, we're here with Wizard and we're going to be playing regular breakers up against RP, which is he's using the escalation cards. Presumably there's going to be some DNA tracker in here to deal with. Now that card is a monster and we'll see it come up I'm sure later on, but for the low price of $8 you get 6 power code gate with 3 subs, all of which are very punishing on face check. It's just brutal. I think it's going to breathe a lot of new life into Shineki as a faction that had been hurting from Rumil. Let's see if we get a good peddler. Do we get like inject parasite? That's actually tough, so I almost want the other peddler right away. Just bin the parasite. Let's do that. Excuse me. Scared the guinea pigs there. So now we've got an ice carver. That's kind of underwhelming actually. So we can go HQ, we can blow this mental health clinic up. See a crazy grid. Oh man. I mean, we do have data sucker. I think we gotta leave that because I really want to kill this card. Oh, it's a Jeeves. Oh, yeah. I guess we have to kill that. I don't really want to because it's costing me $2 real, but for him to get that really early, it would let him set up a lot faster. He can just install 3 cards and then click for a credit, or he can maybe play 3 economy operations. So weirdly, he hasn't played any ice. He must just not have any. We can draw for something, or we can just start running HQ. Oh, that's actually really good. I need a bit of money to get started. Sundu, goodbye. There's got to be an agenda, right? Even if he has future perfects, there's probably still one here. Speak of the devil. He's going to bid 1 or 2, and I can't tell which. I'm just going to go 0. Another Sundu. All right, so we killed a bunch of Sundus. Seems good. Reducing his hand size. We're going to have to draw more agendas. See if we can get anything exciting. Nothing exciting, actually. I'm looking for data sucker. That'd be really good. The best card would be, of course, Temujin contract. That's just like the best card in existence. Now that I have Trash Jackson with my cards, I don't really want to run this. If it was something, it would be already rezzed. So I think we'll just overdraw so we can dump paperclip. Oh, there it is. That's good. So we can just not ice, we can just run whatever central is open next turn. He's getting another Jeeves out. So with the Jeeves you can score a Nisei from no advancements, which is pretty cool. You also can do like a brain trust, and then you can do like 3 advance, play clones are not people and get a 3-pointer out of it. So like a 4-3 agenda, build your own. It's pretty good too. So we can play this on HQ and then hope we get in here, but with 15 creds we probably don't get in. So I think the call is just to go R&D. Be a lot better with some sucker tokens going on. But we get an Nisei, so we're able to run again, which is what I wanted to do. Hopefully we can trash here. Nope. I want to get more money before he blocks it. At least we got enough money to install our breakers, because one of the big things that you'll notice playing regular breakers instead of Faust, you'll notice all the problems that made Faust so appealing in the first place. So one is just like drawing your breakers. You got to draw like 3, 4, 5 separate cards before you can break ice instead of 1 card to break ice. The second is that the install costs add up quickly. So you want to install like a Yogg and Mimic and Paperclip. Well, that's $12. Faust is $3. That's the same thing. So really there's no surprise why Faust was so good, and I think maybe Faust is still decent enough. Got a bunch of cards here. Kind of just want to money even further. So what if we play the Grimoire? What does that get us now? Not much, right? If I play the Yogg, we're kind of going to tell him what we have. I think we'll just play the Grimoire anyway. We'll need it eventually. If we can draw a sucker next turn, we'll start with a sucker. We want to get to a spot where we can break DNA Tracker with Yogg. If you can actually get the suckers, that's the way to go, for sure. The David won't last long at all. You will get drained extremely quickly. So he's probably dumping an agenda here. And rely on keeping us out of archives. His game is probably to go for like the full lockout. If he can get DNA Tracker on every central server, we pretty much lose the game. Because we're going to end up running through that, taking a bunch of damage after he purges us out. It's going to be tricky. So in the meantime, 5 in archives, presumably the agenda's in there. We could put David and start running, but if we get blown up by Kamanu, that's really sad for us, because I really want all these cards. Ah, there's our data sucker. That's encouraging. But I still feel like we can't quite run. When we get our Yogg open, we are going to be at 4 + 1 is 5 strength, so we're still 1 short. We need 1 more sucker token before we can break DNA Tracker. The nice thing is we'll probably have a nice surprise for him. If we bring the Ice Carver off the Peddler, he won't be expecting it necessarily. He is really digging. I don't know if he's just a low ice deck. Huh. Now there's going to be 8 cards in archives. Well, we have to check archives for 8 cards. Hopefully this is Crick. Yeah, it's Crick. Excellent. Future Perfect's in here. Is he going to just give it to me? No, he's willing to pay $1 to make us run again. Well, that's fair enough. Let's see if there's a DNA Tracker on R&D. I want to get this money off of my contract. That's the Eli. Yeah, it's still worth it to do this. So we have to pay 3. No, we can pay a sucker and $2 to get through. That's the cheap way to do it. Another Eli. Oh man, what a good ice, huh? We can run G's now. I think we probably want to get rid of him. You got quite a bit of value already just from being able to draw 3 install, draw 3 install. So I guess he just doesn't have that many agendas other than this Future Perfect sitting in the archives. I'm not sure I want to burn my entire David playing size. But on the other hand, we get some sucker tokens, which is pretty valuable. And if we want to run the remote anyway, it makes sense to do so. So we're now a little weak to Cortex Lock. If I play Psy here, I keep my tokens. I almost want to just go archives. Get a 3rd sucker, and then I can burn the R&D down. He's still spending $1. Good for him. Does he have a CVS? Probably not. That Grimoire giving you this extra speed. It's pretty nice. Collect our money. Luckily don't hit a snare. I didn't think he would have it. Actually, we could have burned it without the archives run, because if we brought the Ice Carver, but I'm still saving that for a surprise. We get an extra sucker while it's open. No, I think I want a card. We still have a lot of good cards that we can draw. Oops, now this is stuck open because it's grayed out. Oh well. If we can get net ready eyes, I'll be very happy because we'll be able to deal with the larger code gates. So he's jamming Nisei. which is what he has to do for sure. We don't have medium, so we can't really exploit this. And we also can't beat Lotus Field on the remote, so running the remote is actually a fairly fruitless proposition. I'm sure he's got a relevant code gate there. So we can draw for net ready. If we want to bust this remote, we still got to play Caprice, but we make him spend his money. No such luck. Okay, well, let's try our R&D luck again. DNA tracker up top. Womp womp. Do not want to see that. Let's try to find net ready eyes. Like, it's tempting to just run everywhere, but if you don't draw, you end up just never being able to break Lotus Field the entire game because you're stuck waiting on one very specific card in your deck. So it's tough, especially against Jinteki. Oh, it's not Nisei. That's approximately as good as a Nisei right now. Interns. Oh, that's pretty good. So now we got to take this out of the archives before he gets to interns into his scoring remote. So he's bid one a ton of times. Will he bid one again? He got us. We got to try to get this intern is still here. He's willing to mix it up. Nope, he got us again. Well played, sir. He's gonna get the future perfect. Crick is just super annoying, right? For $1, it makes a very big problem for us. So we could spend 2 suckers, netting -1 sucker on the archive run if we don't want to use our David. So he's not going to choose to interns. He's going to save it with the Jackson. Okay. That's fair. So now we do have the first opportunity to run the R&D and trash Jackson off the top. And it's pop. Yeah, that's aggravating. Ichi. Oh, that's really good for him. Getting a bunch of cards we don't want. Okay. So we're having old school Anarch problems where you just can't draw relevant breakers like Mimic. Or in this case, our net ready eyes is effectively like a breaker. We have 2 peddlers left, we have 2 injects left, and we've got 2 I've at worst left. So a third of our remaining deck is in fact draw. He's going to jam again. We still can't break Lotus Field, which is very depressing. If there's like one good thing about Chucky right now, it's Lotus Field. Show me something good here. Okay. Let's go in this peddler. There's my net ready eyes. Cool. So none of these cards I really want to play from hand. I mean, I could play the Baguette, but I got another one coming up. And HQ's not that soft anyway. I guess we'll just run. Let him fire it? I think we let him fire it. No, we're going to drop down to 5 anyway off the net ready, so... Oh, Crick on top. Brutal. So we lost 2 cards we didn't really care about. Good stuff. I only kind of wanted the contract. Everything else I didn't really want. And there's the second score for him. So our issue now is if we fire medium, or we fire the inject, we might put our medium in the bin where we actually want it in play. So there's 2 chances to do that, which is rough. We could get retrieval runs that just fetch it. That's pretty good. Or we could just draw it regularly. I guess if we draw Laundry, we draw Deja Vu. then it's all right. Yeah, okay. So we're going to be able to pick up our medium and another parasite. And hopefully start getting things before we get locked out. Sales team, excellent. And future perfect. We could win this game here. I've been so bad at side games so far. I feel he's gonna go 0 and be cheeky. But I really don't know. Don't have a good read on his Psy plays at all. He went 2. So when it countered, he played safe. Interesting. So if he jams, it means that he has Lotus Field, but now we can break it, so he's at that point playing only against winning 2 sides to win. But I don't think he's got anything better to do, right? It doesn't get better for him because we just stay with medium now and he can't stop us. So I think it's install double advance. He loses to Rumor Mill if that happens, but we don't actually have it in our deck due to deck slots. We'd probably find 1 slot for it, actually. Because we're not playing any political operative either. The thing with Caprice is if it's just HP Caprice, you can parasite their entire remote. Or render it like cheap to break with the suckers and net ready and all that. Like, if he doesn't want to install double advance, he can purge, but we just play contract and run 3 times on R&D. Which puts him in a worse position than before. I mean, if he's got a baddie, he could interns that. He can go all in on the... Oh, he put Jeeves here. Really? Can he score future proof from hand? He would need like 2 biotics to do so. Doesn't seem likely. Supposing he ran 3 biotics, 3 Elis, that would be 15 influence. But I think the biotic plan is smart too these days because you can turn off Rumor Mill by scoring an agenda. Like he can purge install next turn if that's good for him. What's he gonna do to us? Is it just an Ichi? I think we have to bite and hope it's not like... I guess Commander's not that bad even. We can lose our hand now. Maybe his plan is Ichi, and then we just click through, and then he ends the run, and it buys like a turn-ish. Oops. Okay, he's going to trace, so we'll go 1. I guess I'll keep my hand. I've got enough credits for now. Let's see some cards. Oh, CVS. What a blowout. That's the good one. Surigi and Lotus Field. So I could go after the Jeeves. He's on 6 credit. I could also run HQ. I mean, that's tempting. Do I want Baguette before I run HQ? Or I start parasiting now, I'll have 2 tokens next turn. I can not run Archives next turn, but I could run HQ next turn. This is tough now because the medium's purged, so my win condition there has been kind of halted. I think going to work in this Ichi makes sense. We don't have a breaker. So if we can burn it down, we can run R&D as much as we want at that stage. He just feels he's too poor to defend his server and play like repeated side games, which is pretty fair. So we're going to get a turn to Rampage. I'm going to check HQ, see if we can get a shot at the Future Perfect, or at least make him spend some money. If he raises Tracker and we get to blow him out. Oh, this is Magnet. Okay. Oh, he gets the... Nice. Gets to actually pull the Parasite. Did I notice that was there? I don't remember if I saw that in R&D or not. If I did, then I'm kind of silly. So he didn't res DNA Tracker. Which is good because we were we would have had to take one of the subs with our Davids through low end suckers, but now our suckers are back. DNA Tracker's in hand. Maybe someone doesn't even want to play into Yogg. Draw for Mimic is okay. Run HQ for a buck. Does he have anything else in his hand that's relevant? Yeah, let's go HQ for a buck. Could also play Contract HQ and run HQ there. Future Perfect again. What are we going to get? Let's try one. Yeah, there we go. Feels like you never win the size, but eventually they come your way. So the DNA Tracker was actually not that relevant this game. We had our Yogg early with some suckers, and his CVS was a bit late to try to purge us. Like once the CVS came out, he's in much better shape because he can defend Archives for $1. Yeah, I saw that for sure. So Contract's getting it done. We didn't end up having to play very many econ cards at all to finish the game. We just played a couple Contracts and drained them. And that takes care of so much, like $16 each. It's a crazy, crazy amount of money. And I would say this is probably... It's definitely a 3 of auto-include in Criminal. I'm starting to think it's also an auto-include in other factions. To get... For the 2 influence bang for your buck, like you get a lot of power out of playing this card. Maybe we'll see some backlash in the meta of decks trying to shut it off effectively, but right now, it's like way better than Lucky Find. Just a huge power card.